In this video, I want to talk about the 5 bits of tech that I use every single day to help me to strive forward to hit my health and well-being goals, keep me free from injury, and ultimately keep me more active in my everyday life. So let's go. If you're new to this channel, my name's John, I'm a sports therapist, and at this channel, I want to do 3 simple things for you. Help you to understand your body better, get rid of pain and weakness so you can strive forward and hit your health and well-being goals. And hitting our health and well-being goals is exactly what this video is about, because I want to talk through the 5 bits of equipment that I'm using every single day in order to make sure that I can do that. And what's great now is this everyday data, equipment, technology that's out there, this in abundance now for us to be doing this and making these a significant part of our everyday life so that we really can be monitoring that we're hitting our health and well-being goals. So let's dive right into the first thing that I'm using every single day, and in fact using probably for about 22 to 23 hours a day, and that is my smartwatch. Now, this is an Apple Watch. I'm a bit of an Apple fan, so I have an Apple Watch, but conscious there are lots of other brands out there. But what I'm more fussed about is having the ability to track key bits of data about my everyday life. So that's what I love about it. The key metrics that I'm looking to take from it are my sleep. So each morning I will analyze the quality of my sleep, the hours that I've had, the amount of deep sleep, those types of things. I also use it to keep track of my step count, something that I particularly recently have found to be very important to me, that it's a clear metric that I can be tracking how much activity I'm getting every day. And I think that that's important for both my physical and my mental well-being. I also use it to track all of my workouts as well, so that I can keep track of the amount of specific workouts that I'm doing, and to be able to give me the ability to make sure that I'm keeping up with the frequency, the amount, and hitting the objectives that I'm setting for myself. So I'm a huge fan of these. I tend to, in the hour or two that I might be sat at my desk, I use that opportunity to charge them so that I can keep it on me at night, because I really appreciate the sleep data that comes back to me from those. So that's my first bit of tech. Moving on to the next bit of tech that kind of goes hand in hand with the smartwatch is an app. Now, an app that can take this information and give me even more data from it. So the app that I use in particular is Strava, but again, there's multiple apps out there. But what I really like about this is that it can take this information provided by my watch and really supersize it and give me even more data. So if you haven't worked out already, I'm a big fan of data and being able to extract these key metrics so that I can really be making sure that I've got objective goals in place that I'm able to hit. So great thing about Strava, firstly, is its free plan gives you huge amounts of information. So I do utilize the paid plan to get even more information, but from the free plan, it can instantly pick out my workouts. It can tell me how far I've gone, where I've gone, how fast each of my mileage was, really break down those split times. It can tell me my heart rate. It can tell me my calories. So much information coming out of it. The other thing I love is that it's a sort of social networking aspect to it as well. We have a community feel. I can follow friends. They can follow me. I can see other runners, cyclists, walkers, see them all going about and hitting their goals. And I really think that that's great to have like-minded people that you're following also setting their goals and seeing those be completed. I think that keeps you on track. So I'm a big fan of these apps, and that's something that I would recommend. Even with the pay plan, that allows me to start tracking my overall fitness score, seeing that improving as well. So really big fan of Strava amongst other apps. I'm not sponsored by Strava. Love to be if ever Strava watch this video, feel free to reach out. But ultimately, it's just something that I endorse and I'm using every single day. So moving on to my third and fourth bits of equipment, because again, these are 2 things that work hand in hand. And this was really me looking to address my everyday working life. I found particularly during the pandemic and then since the pandemic that I became much more sedentary. I knew that my overall step count, so the information that I was getting back from my smartwatch, was showing me that my steps were dropping. So I wanted to do something about this. I wanted to avoid how long that I was sitting. So over recent times, I've brought in 2 key bits of equipment that work together. One being a SitStand Desk and 2 being a walking treadmill. So these are things that we see in the media, but I just wanted to give my views on these, that overall, I think these are absolutely fantastic. When it comes to things like SitStand working, I really don't see any downside to that. They've become much more common now in the workplace and something that could be utilized at home. Even if you don't want a full desk, there's platforms, options, things that can elevate, be placed onto a desk and then elevate into a SitStand sit-stand working. But I had noticed that my overall step count had started to drop, and it was getting to sort of 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was only on 2,000 or 3,000 steps. So this was when I then turned to introducing something like the walking treadmill as well, which you can see behind me here. And this was something that I then decided that it would allow me to work and not reduce my everyday activity. So whilst I do endorse movement breaks and away from the workstation for periods of time, what I wanted to do was almost kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And this allows me to do that. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to work and complete the walking at the same time, but actually not only could I, but an added bonus for me was it actually increased my productivity. It actually made me more motivated to work and really revitalized my energy for work. So I have nothing short of fantastic to say about the concept of walking treadmills when combined with sit-stand working, and overall it's managed to drive my overall average step count by over 3,000 increased steps per day. So once I'd fallen below 10,000 steps a day, and actually I was getting down more towards about 7,000 steps a day, I've now managed to drive that up, and now I'm over 11 towards 12,000 steps on average per day. So it's been a huge benefit for me using those bits of equipment. So I am a huge fan of those and would strongly recommend. So again, I would say if you're using some of these bits and pieces, I'd love to know about that as well. You might have some of the same concerns that I did. I wasn't sure whether I could keep up the rate of work that I wanted to do whilst using a walking treadmill, but actually I found that not only do I not have a problem, but it's gone the other way, and it's actually made it even easier to work for me. So let me know in the comments below if that's something that you share, or if it's something that you'd like to do in your working day. And then my final bit of equipment that I am using every day, and this is a massage gun. Regular viewers of mine will know that I have lots of content where I talk about massage guns, but again, I think these things are great. I thought they were great when they first came on the market, but some of my earlier videos around these, you'll see that I thought that they were quite cost prohibitive. Now they're much more cost effective, and I'm actually a fan of these mini massage guns. They sit really nicely in the hand, very easy to use, and we can use these every single day. We know that things like foam rolling are good to do, but ultimately they can become quite a workout in themselves. What I love is that I often use this whilst watching the TV, whilst perhaps sitting reading, or even just before I go to bed, just to work on some of those key areas, any bits of soreness that I feel. I find that they can be hugely beneficial. I won't go into loads of detail in this video about massage guns because there's lots around my channel, and I'll drop some videos in the description if you want to hear more detailed views about massage guns and how to use them and what ones I recommend. But ultimately, my 5th bit of kit that I'm using every day to help me be free from injury is a massage gun. So there we go. As a form of quick summary, the 5 bits of equipment that I am using every single day is my smartwatch, combined into an app where I'm using Strava. I use my SitStand Desk, I use my walking treadmill, and then I'm also using that massage gun every single day. What about you? Are there other bits and pieces that I've missed? As I say, there's lots of tech out there. So I'd love to know what you're using every single day to help you strive forward to your health and well-being goals. And speaking of health and well-being goals, here's another video to help you on your way. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button if this has been a helpful video for you. And I will look forward to seeing you on the next one.